You're up, Greninja! This week's character breakdown is Greninja, a Water and Dark type Pokemon who made its first appearance in Pokemon X and Y for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, here's some fun facts about this little frog. Greninja has the highest base speed stat of all fully evolved starter Pokemon. Ash Greninja's appearance is based off Ash's Kalos outfit in the X and Y series, and Greninja was added into Smash for Wii U and 3DS before X and Y were out, meaning that all Sakurai and his team had to reference was concept art. What's up, YouTube? I'm Choctopus, and this week we're back with Greninja, the final form in Froakie's evolution line. Now, Greninja's not the easiest character to pick up, but has a lot of mobility and fun combos, and honestly, maybe one of the most underrated characters on the roster. For real, a lot of you have been sleeping on Greninja, and it's time for a change. Anyway, this is a weekly series, so place your votes down below for the character you want to see next week, and let's get into the breakdown. Greninja's neutral attacks are great, starting with his jab, which can either be this 3-hit combo, or if you press A repeatedly, it'll turn into this rapid jab. Now, I only really recommend using the rapid jab if you have your opponent at the ledge, because there's less of a chance of them rolling or teching out of it and then coming back at you and punishing you. You're going to be using the 3-hit combo the most because it's great for spacing, so if your opponent's being really aggressive, you can use it to knock them back. It does good damage, and it also comes out really quick. I think it's a frame 3 on Connect, but the most important thing is the first 2 attacks are great for jab blocking your opponent. Now, what that means is if you get a hard knockdown on your enemy, you can use the first 2 attacks to jab lock them to extend a combo. So just to demonstrate against a low-level CPU, if I get a hard knockdown, I like to follow up with a 1-2 jab and then a down tilt. Next, we have Greninja's dash attack, which is also really good because it is great for punishing landings. It comes out really quick, it has low cooldown, and you can use it to extend combos. Now, with Greninja, you're going to want to practice instant dashing, which is essentially taking 1 step and then doing a dash attack, as opposed to having to do a big run. Mainly because a lot of his combos can be used with the dash attack. So in order to do an instant dash, you're going to flick your movement stick and then your C stick at the same time. So basically, he's taking 1 step and then doing a dash. Some cool things you can do at low percents: you can do a down throw into an instant dash and then follow up from there. You can do a down tilt into an instant dash, and at high percents, so let's bring Incineroar up to like, I don't know, 90. It'll pop your opponent right in front of you, which is a good setup for forward air or neutral air, and then you could possibly pick up the KO from there, assuming that you can hit it and you're not bad at this game like I am. Next up, we have Greninja's Smash Attack, starting with his Forward Smash, which is a really good KO tool, and it will kill around 100%. It has good range, and it's another good option for punishing an opponent on a bad landing. So if they come down and you don't want to use a dash attack, you can follow up and get them with a dash into a Forward Smash instead. Down smash hits on both sides, and it's another great option for punishing a landing, especially against opponents that have a bad horizontal recovery because it has low vertical knockback. So if your opponent does land and you want to punish them and they don't have great recovery, you can knock them off the stage with a down smash. It's also a good ledge guard option because it hits below the stage, but just be careful when using it on the stage if you're spamming it because it has a lot of ending lag. And last, we have Greninja's Up Smash, which is a great attack. It'll hit from the sides as well and have horizontal knockback, but it's way better overhead because it'll hit twice. His Up Smash will kill around 120, and it sets up really well out of a down tilt, so you can do a combo similar to the one we did earlier, from a hard knockdown to a jab lock, and then you can go down tilt, slide under, and Up Smash. Next up, we're going to cover Greninja's special move, starting with his neutral B, which is his Water Shuriken. It is a chargeable attack, it's great for zoning and for poking, and you can harass from long range. If you use it in the air, Greninja will do this little hop, which is good for throwing your opponents off if they are looking to punish a landing, and it's a good tool for ledge guarding because it also hits under the stage. And just like we covered in Snake's video with his grenades with Greninja, you can also do B reverse and wave bouncing with his Water Shurikens. Now, in order to do that, you can hit B and then immediately hit left or right. Not like that, but like that. You can also do this in the air, and you can even do wave bouncing, which is if you have forward momentum, you can hit B and then turn around, and Greninja will do this little hop the opposite direction. Next up, we have Greninja's Down B, which is his substitute, which is a counter that's good against hard reads. So if you know an opponent is going to hit you with an attack, so let's make Incineroar do his side smash. It has a long duration as well, so it'll last for a while. Now, the thing about using it is, if you miss, you can easily be punished because there is a lot of ending lag. Now, upon landing a substitute, you can select which direction you want to knock your opponent in just by hitting any of the 8 directions on the joystick. This is really good for anti-ledge guarding because while it is risky, you can use it to spike your opponent or stage spike them or even knock them further away from the stage. Now, this is going to be a little difficult to do, but let's see if we can do it. Knock them off. Nope, that's not what we wanted. Alright, let's try this one more time. So we're going to knock Incineroar off the stage. We're going to use our stage spike, and then we're still going to recover. There we go. Like I said, that's incredibly risky, but it is super rewarding to do, so use it at your own risk. Greninja's side B is a Shadow Sneak where he can send a Shadow and then he can warp to it for an attack. Now, it's depending on how long you hold side B is the distance that it will go, but you can clearly see on the ground the Shadow moving, so it's not really good on stage as you're able to predict exactly what Greninja is going to do. Off the stage, it's a much better attack because you can't see Greninja's Shadow, so you can't predict where he's going to go. It's also a good option for horizontal recovery because you can access your full kit after using it. Last up, we have Greninja's up B, which is his Hydro Pump. This thing won't really deal any damage. I think it'll deal a little bit, actually, so yeah, it'll deal a little bit of damage, but it can be angled in 2 directions, which is good, but it's also tricky. So when you're recovering back to the stage, you can even zigzag to avoid an attack and still make it back to the ledge, but I would recommend just practicing so you don't self-destruct. On the stage, you could use it for some mix-ups, but it does have a lot of ending lag, so I would be careful, but if an opponent is being overly aggressive, you can use it to get away from them and push them back, which brings me to my next point, that the water that he squirts out actually has a little bit of push to it, so you could use it to gimp recoveries as well. Now, it's not the safest option, but it's definitely something you can do if you want to risk it. Now, next up, we're going to cover Greninja's tilts. He has some really good tilts. They're all really useful, especially in combos, and Greninja is one of the characters that I like to use a tilt C-stick with instead of a smash C-stick. And the reason why is because you can dash with him into all of his tilt attacks. So you can do dash into an up tilt, you can dash into a down tilt, you can dash into a forward tilt, and they all work. And he has a little bit of a slide to it, which is cool. That was a dash attack, but you have a little bit of a slide to it, which is pretty cool. And the way you're going to do this is you can do a dash with your analog stick, and then you can let go and hit the C stick right before you get next to your opponent, or you can hit down on the analog stick and any direction on the C stick as you get close. So that'll actually prevent him from doing a dash attack, and you'll do a dash into a tilt instead. But as for the attacks themselves, the forward tilt is really good for spacing an opponent. It has good knockback, and it has really good range. You can also angle it like most characters, so you can angle it upwards, you can angle it downwards. So if someone's being way too aggressive and you need them to back off, just use a forward tilt. Down tilt is my personal favorite because it works really well at all percents. So at low percents, you can do it into an instant dash to extend combos. At high percents, like I showed you earlier, it works really well out of a jab lock from a hard knockdown. So let's bring Incineroar down to let's go to 90. Do a knockdown, we'll do a jab lock, down tilt, and then you can follow up with a forward air or even a nair. Up tilt is another great attack. It'll hit from the sides to bring your opponent overhead. It also combos really well into an up smash, and you can even use it out of a dash attack to slide under to continue combos. Overall, I think Greninja has some really good tilt attacks, and you're going to be using them a lot, so if you want to, definitely change your C-stick to a tilt stick because I think it helps, especially with dash tilting. Okay, it's time to cover Greninja's air attacks, and he has some really good air attacks that make for some of his bread and butter combos, starting with his Nair, which is this AoE water burst, and it has low base knockback. It also has a lot of ending lag unless you fast fall, so you're going to need to fast fall to cancel it, but it is a good combo starter at low percents, and it works really well with his down tilt, so you can do things like a short hop Nair into down tilt into a dash attack to start combos from there. The timing on Greninja's short hop, neutral air, and forward air is a little weird with the hitboxes, so you're going to want to practice it because if he does it too late, he's not going to do the attack. So you want to make sure you do it at the right time as you're catching your opponent for a late nair so you can start combos. Next up, we have Greninja's forward air, which is a really reliable KO option over 100%. Now, like his Nair, this has a weird hitbox and weird timing because if you short hop into it, you're going to go right over your opponent's head. But if you do it too late, he's not going to do the actual attack. So you want to make sure that when you're using it, you want to wait a little bit longer if you're going to short hop into it. But it works really well at high percents out of a dash attack for a kill, or you can even do it out of a down tilt. So because this attack has really long range, you can use it a lot in neutral because it's good for spacing your opponent. Next up, we have Greninja's back air, which is this triple kick. It is the fastest of his air attacks. I think it hits on like frame 5 or 6, but it's really strong. So if you catch your opponent off stage, you can pick up a kill pretty early with it. You can also use it to spike your opponents into the stage if they are on the opposite side of you, but I like to use it for mix-up, so I'll dash under my opponent, I'll come from behind, I'll do the back air, or you can even do a dash into a reverse into a back air. Now, it's a little more difficult to do and definitely not as practical because, like I said, Greninja's air attacks, they all have weird timing, so you're going to need to practice them out of a short hop, but the last attack in the back air is the one that knocks back. So if you hit with the last one, it's going to knock your opponent back, whereas if you hit with the first two, you can cancel it, and then you can keep them on the stage because there's no knockback. So you can do back air, you can do back air, cancel, dash grab into a forward air if you want to try and fake them out and pick up a kill. Next, we're going to talk about Greninja's up air, which is this twisting kick. It's a really good combo extender, but it's also a good juggle tool that works well out of an up throw. So you can do up throw, and you can just juggle your opponents all day long. But the reason why I want to talk about it as a combo extender is because you can fast fall, and then you can bring your opponents back down into a combo extension. So if I do something like a dash attack into an up air, I can fast fall, bring them back down, and go right into a jab lock. Now, some cool stuff you can do with the up air is you can dash into an up air, you can pull your opponent down, jab lock, down tilt, and then you can go into the up smash combo. Another important thing to note is that on Greninja's up air, his feet don't have a hurt box, so it's a pretty good option when juggling. And last, we have Greninja's down air, which is this stall, then fall, foot stomp. Now, it's really dangerous to use off stage because you do have to fall a fixed distance before he can cancel and jump out of it. However, on the stage, it is good if an opponent is being really aggressive because you can jump out of it, so you can use it to knock them back if you're at a disadvantage. However, if you do use it off the stage, it will spike in its earlier frames, but it's a little more difficult to do. You know, you have to be careful when using it because you will self-destruct probably more often than you'll actually spike somebody. And last up, we have Greninja's grabs and his throws. You have his down throw, you have his up throw, you have his forward throw, and you have his back throw. Now, back throw is likely going to be your least used throw because it's not really good for anything other than throwing your opponent off the stage. I mean, it'll kill at a really high percentage, but there's not many other uses. His forward throw, on the other hand, is good for forcing a tech because you get your opponent to tech and then you can tech chase. His down throw is good for combos at low percents, so you can do something like a late nair into a down tilt, into a dash grab, into an instant dash, and his up throw is really good for starting air combos, so it works really well into an up tilt or an up smash at low percents, and then at higher percents you can start a juggle combo with his up air. So let's bring you to 60, we'll throw Incineroar up in the air, and then from there you can begin to juggle with his up air. So that's it for Greninja's breakdown. Like I said, Greninja is severely underrated, and I hope this helps more people pick him up because he's a great character, and I do want more people to play him. Now, just to recap, a lot of combo strings are going to come from late aerials, tilts, and jab locks, but if you enjoyed this video, drop a like because it definitely helps a lot. I do weekly character breakdowns, so be sure to vote for who you want to see next in the comment section, and check out my past catalog of character breakdowns because we're up to like 16 or maybe 17 characters now. But if you enjoyed this and you are new to the channel and you enjoy Nintendo content, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. I stream on Twitch, I have a community Discord, I'm also on Twitter, so if you want to catch me in any of those places, there's links in the description. Now go forth, throw some water shurikens, and get those W's, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.